So we're starting this week by consolidating our knowledge of adding and subtracting fractions. Remember, when we're adding and subtracting fractions, our denominators need to be the same. And the trick to remember in year 5 is the biggest denominator is the one that we're going to change it to. So this number here, this fraction here, will stay at 4/21. But now we need to change this 3/7 so it has the denominator of 21, because we need to find a common denominator. So what we've done here, we've times 7 by 3 to get to 21. So we need to make sure we do the same to the numerator. So 3 times 3 is 9. We've now converted this to the same denominators. So now we do not add the denominators, they stay the same. So 21. 9 add 4 is 13. So that would be our answer. The same goes for subtracting fractions. We need to make sure we've got the same denominator. Again, in year 5, the trick is the biggest denominator stays the same. So this fraction is just going to stay the same. But now we need to make sure this second fraction has the denominator of 20. So they have a common denominator. What do we do to 5 to get it to 20? We multiply it by 4. So now we need to do the same to the numerator. 3 times 4 is 12. And again, the denominator stays the same. It's just as simple as 18 subtract 12, 6. So it'll be 6/20. When you've got a mixed number, all you have to do is convert them to an improper fraction, and then you can add them by having a common denominator. So when we're converting this to an improper fraction, we know that 3/3 equals 1. So we've got 3/3 here plus an extra 2/3. So this is an improper fraction, would be 5/3. Now we know that 6/6 is 1. So 12/6 would be 2. So we've got 12/6 here, add an extra 1/6, we've got 13/6 here. Now again, we need to find a common denominator. Year 5, the largest denominator stays the same. That means that this one, the first fraction, needs to have a denominator of 6. What do we do to 3 to get 6? We multiply it by 2. So we do the same to the numerator. And now we simply just add across. Remember, the numerator stays the same. 10/6 add 13/6. 10 add 13, 23. There is our answer. And then we convert it. We can convert it back into a mixed number. How many 6's go into 23? Well, I know that 3 6's is 18, but 4 6's is 24. So we can't have 24, so it'll be 3. We're at 18. What do we need to do to get to 23? We've got 5 6 left over. We do exactly the same for subtraction. So we convert to an improper fraction, find the common denominator, and then we subtract. So we know that 4/4 is 1, but we've got 4 whole ones here. So 4 times 4 is 16. So we've got 16/4 here. Add an extra 3 will be 19/4. Okay. And then the same here. 2 halves make a whole, but we've got 2 whole ones here, so that means we do 2 times 2 is 4, so we've got 4 halves here, add an extra 1, we've got 5 halves. And again, year 5, the trick, the largest denominator stays the same. We need to make sure we convert to this denominator, so this second fraction needs a denominator of 4. What have we done to 2 to get it to 4? We've multiplied it by 2. We must now do the same for the numerator. 5 times 2 is 10. The denominator stays the same. 19 subtract 10 is 9. Then to convert it back into a mixed number, how many 4's go into 9? 2 times 4 is 8. Then we've got remainder 1, so it'll be 2 and 1/4.